Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Room Temperature Takes. I'm your host Horace. Unfortunately, the first part of our podcast with the news segment did kind of get cut off, so I'll just kind of summarize what we talked about. We started off with Antonio Brown and his whole weird helmet nonsense that's happening. Obviously, this is just another example of how the Raiders might start to be regretting Antonio Brown and his antics. I'm not too sure if they still feel like his skill set is worth it. To us, we still felt like him as a player is very much so worth it in that organization. They could certainly use some more wide receiver help now that Jared Cook's gone. But yeah, we'll just see how all of this will transpire. It's certainly entertaining, and I love every second of it every time I see an update for it on Twitter. Our second bit of news that we talked about, just to summarize too, was the Dallas Cowboys contracts. We were discussing whether or not all these guys are worth it. In short, they absolutely were. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott's contract is the most complicated right now since he's the one holding out, even though he's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. Personally, I'm all for the holdout. I understand that running backs have this sort of short lifespan, and I think that he's one of the most talented players on the team, if not one of the most talented players in the NFL. He deserves every penny of it. As far as Amari Cooper goes, I mean, it's no question that he definitely helped save the offense in the second half of the season. Yeah, he had kind of a rough third year with Oakland, but before that, he had 2,000-yard seasons, and he was very much so worth the first-round pick, and I think he was worth the first-round trade also. Finally, going to Dak Prescott. Obviously, that one is the most complicated with him being the quarterback. There was a lot of news coming out that he didn't accept a $30 million contract a year, but then he was asking for $40 million. Those were later proven to be false, and they were likely to be put out by the organization itself, just so they can kind of have the public on, like, Jerry's side. Personally, I mean, listen, these types of news always get overblown. I'm definitely disappointed in the news media for just picking it up so quickly. It's kind of insane how this sort of sensationalist media just kind of goes around. But that's just how the Dallas Cowboys work. There's never a quiet day with them. And of course, with Dak, I mean, with the type of production that he's had as a fourth rounder, I mean, it's really, you don't find many other examples of that. So, I mean, I would imagine Dak does get paid about $34 million a year. And obviously, I don't know about the guarantees and all that. We'll have to wait and see until how the Cowboys deal with all of that. And yeah, that's kind of the end of our news. We have a really good show today. We'll be talking about the AFC North and the NFC West. We'll be talking about how we feel about the Cleveland Browns, whether or not they're overhyped, and we do disagree a little bit on where the 49ers fall. Some pretty strong opinions with that. It's very much so a toss-up in the NFC, and it's really much so a toss-up in the league itself. It's never been more competitive. And also, we talk about the first day of the Premier League, as well as a couple other players, including Messi, Neymar, and a few others. So I think if you're into soccer, you'll really enjoy that. And finally, we cap off with a little bit of NBA news that we could squeeze in there. It's a little bit hard to find stuff now that it's kind of like full off-season. Not a lot of news has come out, but I'm sure you'll like it regardless. We hope you like the podcast today, and thank you so much for listening. All right, it should start now. Okay, let's get on to our first topic. We can continue what we did from last time. I guess we'll also stay in football, too, since we're on it. But I'd like to talk about the AFC North as far as like our rankings going for that. So just for clarification, that's like the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the lowly Bengals. Yes. So let's just address the elephant in the room. Are the Browns overhyped, or are they legit? Do you think
I think they're legit. They're legit.
I think they're
this
legit,
year they
but
are.
here's the thing. Their offensive line's pretty bad, though.
What do you mean? It's pretty good. They're so good that they're able to get rid of one of their guys.
We'll find out. I'm going to wait until like week 6 to see how good they are.
I think it's going to be Browns, Steelers, Raiders, and then...
Raiders?
You mean the Broncos?
Wait,
it's the Ravens.
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 That's what I meant. Ravens and then
Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bengals were starting off like 3-0 and then finishing 5-11.
Probably. That's honestly that's what they've been for the last few years. Just a 7-9 team, very Redskins-ish, just kind of okay. The Steelers, it's hard to gauge that because obviously they lost Lev Bell and AB.
Big Ben's getting older too.
He is, but I mean, it's the Steelers. Like,
They still got second place.
mm-hmm.
James Conner is still a good running back.
Yeah, I keep him at second.
I'll keep him at second.
Yeah,
too.
actually, I'm going with the Browns. I think the Browns will win this division.
Yeah,
right.
Browns for sure.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Freddie Kitchens, our head coach, who's never been a head coach before? Do you think that's good? Because it's like that whole division's got like pretty good coaching at least. Because they got like, what's his name, Mike Tomlin, and they got a Harbaugh over there. So it's like, you think he'll be up to the task?
He has enough talent.
True. He's got everybody he could possibly want.
I think How did he do at the end of last year after I'm forgetting his name.
Hugh Jackson.
After Hugh Jackson was gone, wasn't he the next head coach or was that Todd Haley? I'm already forgetting.
Well, they fired Todd Haley along with Hugh Jackson, I remember, and then they were like, "Freddie, you're just in." And I think defensively they have some new coordinator to just kind of like take care of that side. So
I think I don't know. Based on what I've been hearing, that's just one of the few things that like when people want to bring down like, oh, don't get so hyped on the Browns. That's one of the reasons. Like Freddie Kitchens, he hasn't proven anything yet. So we just got to wait and see what he can do with this much talent on the offensive and defensive side, and then see what happens because of that. But I don't know. For me, honestly, I don't know enough.
What do you think what do you think their record is going to be this season?
Okay, no, I pulled up their schedule, but hold up, I'm gonna pull it back up.
Well, what do you think, Horace? What do you think their record
I'm
is
gonna
be?
go 10-6.
Interesting. What about you, Hamza?
10-6.
You?
10-6.
I
11-5. So the games that concern me when it comes to the Browns' record, they go against the Rams, they play against the Seahawks. Well, not Seahawks, not so much. Patriots, and they also play the Broncos. And
The
so
Broncos.
I wouldn't worry about the Broncos.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, their defense is still pretty good, I would say. And
I think their offense is better than their defense. I mean, I'm saying Browns' offense
Browns'
is better
offense
than.
That's true. Other than that, I mean, and then you have your Ravens and Steelers. You play 2 games against each of those. The Patriots, the Rams, and the Broncos game for me are going to be pretty important for them.
There's for sure a lot of heavy hitters, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I'm gonna go 10-6. Like, just because it's like I think that could probably lead the division 10-6.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Plus-
definitely in the division.
Yeah, but it's like since they're a new team rebuilding, what I heard somewhere that they're going to be the easiest team to read this season. Just because they got a new coach, they got Odell Beckham Jr. and they've got a couple of new rookies, and they're rebuilding on them. And since they're rebuilding, they're going to work. They obviously have to go work on their plays, and it takes time for a team to work on special plays or complicated plays. So teams can predict what they're going to be running, because obviously they know they're going to throw it to Odell, they're going to throw it to Jarvis, and once the teams get that, what are they going to do after that? That's the question for them.
Right. So I guess they'll have like another. They're gonna need a year to kind of gel.
Gel
That
as a
makes
team,
sense. Yeah, they still have to like kind of get that chemistry down, because it may. I mean, with that kind of talent, it could be instant, but it could also
Yeah.
take a little bit more than one off season.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will, because it took time for other really good offenses to gel too and
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean, I'm sure it'll take them a couple games max, but I think they'll get into it pretty quick. I think one team a lot of people are sleeping on are the Ravens. I actually think they can.
Lamar
they have-
Jackson?
Yeah,
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson.
can't throw.
I mean,
Lamar
He can't
Jackson
run.
is not.
He can run.
Dude, he
He
can
can
just
run.
run.
That's his
Running
plus
gun.
point.
Running gun.
That's his plus point. He makes a couple of short throws and then he runs for like 30 yards.
He's a poor man's Russell Wilson right now.
He's a really poor man's Michael Vick. Michael Vick can actually throw.
I mean, he's probably. Would you say he's as fast as Michael Vick?
Yeah, but he can't throw.
I mean, he's not
Michael
bad.
Michael
bad
Vick
at
could throw
throwing
and
either.
run.
That's true.
Michael Vick was super
not-
bold.
I mean, he can make short plays. I mean, any time of the day. But because of his running, spaces open up for him. And if he can like
scramble.
throw or make plays, I mean, he's not that bad.
There's always the fear of injury, though, when you're such
Yeah.
a run-heavy quarterback. It happened to Michael
Oh,
Vick.
yeah.
It's happened to
Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun. It's happened to every running quarterback there is, So it's like that's kind of a concern. Who are his weapons again?
Who's? For
Alec
Baltimore?
Baldwin.
That's an actor.
Yeah.
There was the Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin isn't
He's
in the
retired,
league
bro.
anymore, yeah.
My bad. Why did I say
Oh,
that?
he has a Hollywood Brown, right?
Oh yeah, that guy from OU.
Yeah.
Isn't he 80s like
Cousin or something? Yeah.
I think.
I think, yeah, that's what I heard.
Crabtree on the team?
Oh, yeah. He's
Is he?
He's a receiver.
Willie Snead.
Oh, yeah, they're really Snead.
They have a lot of tight ends. I know that. They have like Boyle and a bunch of others. They love drafting tight ends. I don't know why. I think their offensive line's also like really good too. I saw an article once.
Defense is cold.
Defense is cold, just like those last year. They lost C.J. Mosley to the Jets, which is going to be interesting to see. But I mean, they got Earl Thomas now, and like
They do have Earl Thomas.
That's a big.
that D line still ain't bad either. So
Where did Greedy Williams go? I forgot.
Greedy Williams went also to the Browns.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we forgot to talk about him.
Exactly.
I'm
excited.
He's gonna be a good one too.
He looks like Chris Rock, and nobody can tell me otherwise. He looks just like Chris Rock. It's really
Yeah,
weird.
he's good. He's good.
He was cold, but I think I'm surprised. Like I thought they already had drafted like a really good corner, other than Javarius Ward. I could be wrong. I guess I'm thinking of Demarius Randall, but he's a safety, so it works. But yeah, going back to the Ravens real quick. Who's the running backs now? They got Mark Ingram, so that's pretty good.
They had.
They have
Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards.
Gus
Yeah.
Edwards.
Jarvis Allen.
Is that his
Like,
name?
Yeah.
Jabbar Jarvis Allen.
Brother Javon. That might actually be.
They're good on the
That'd be
field.
Alex Collins.
Remember they got, what was that guy from the East-West Bowl? And like people says like Javaris Lamar, University of Tennessee. But yeah, I think they're definitely gonna be like a hella run-heavy team, just the way that they're
Oh, yeah.
designed.
Definitely.
So they're gonna play like it's 1992. But honestly, what do you think about? All right, let's like say like final rankings for that, and then I know like we're just not gonna talk about the Bengals because they're
It's
just
the
a sad-
Bengals.
It's the Bengals. They're a sad team.
AJ Green is going to be out.
Poor AJ Green, man. I feel so bad.
Yeah, wait, what happened again?
He messed up something in his
Yeah.
ankle.
He got injured.
He'll be
that's
out for
right.
like 6 to 8 weeks from what I
That
hear.
is
Maybe he
terrible.
should leave.
He
Come to
should.
the Cowboys.
Go to any other
No,
team.
the
Any
Cowboys.
other team. Any other team.
He's out.
He's so just he's the like one of the few good players on that team. And I'm just like, why are you still there? It's like him, who's their like tackle who's like amazing again.
Who's the quarterback?
Andy
Andy
Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
He's you know. They have like
he just doesn't have much to prove because like the
Yeah,
Bengals are
Andrew
just.
Whitworth.
That's all Steph's team last year.
Andrew
It's
Whitworth
Andy
was
Dalton,
on the Bengals.
AJ Green.
I had AJ Green.
Yeah, he traded. You traded him.
I kept pestering and trying to get his receivers, bro.
And he finally got.
He-
it.
finally got
I
AJ Green
got
for
AJ
me.
Green.
Yeah, but I didn't mind. Who did you give me?
I was trying to get.
He was trying to get. I don't know. You were trying to get Saquon or something.
No, not Saquon. I was just trying to get AJ Green, but
Yeah, no,
you
I
almost
didn't
took
trade
my
AJ
offer,
Green.
but then you took his, which was such a bad offer.
I gave him Cam Newton pretty
But he
much.
got injured. AJ Green got injured.
And Cam Newton gave me a couple of points. Yeah.
You still got second to last, so.
yeah.
Are we doing fantasy this year?
Hell yeah,
Oh yeah, hell yeah, we are.
Why
We're,
not?
we're also gonna make it a whole thing too, because why not? I think it'd be pretty fun.
Live
No
stream
NBA,
the
that's
draft.
too long. NBA is way too many games.
We're not doing NBA, we're
No,
doing NFL. Nobody
no.
cared about. No offense to me, but like nobody cared about.
I,
it.
no, I like it.
I didn't know anything
It's
about
just him, do it all the
NBA.
time.
By the time
I didn't know about NBA,
no one's gonna
but
care
I don't
about
know how I got such a good
What do you
team.
mean? Me and Subby are the only ones who care about the fantasy basketball thing most of the
I
time.
mean,
I made changes
Let's
every
move on.
week.
Alright, let's say like final like rankings for the AFC North that we were talking about, and then like you don't have to say a record, just like who's gonna be first and then last. Let's go with that.
AFC North.
Yeah,
Browns.
division we're talking about.
All right, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, and then
Bengals.
the old
Bengals.
Bungles.
Bengals.
Wait,
The Bengals?
Oh.
I've been thinking I'm changing it, low-key, because
The
you
Bengals.
you reminded me how Mark Ingram is on the
Mark
is on the
Ingram.
Ravens.
Sorry, someone say it.
You reminded me how Mark Ingram is on the Ravens now,
Yeah.
and I feel like the Ravens are going to be still they're slept on right now. I think they could be the second.
I was thinking that too, but it's like the Steelers. Do we really want to put them that low? Have they ever been that low in the history of their franchise? Like they're just always
We're
relevant,
dead.
and perfect.
They still got targets, yeah. Okay, I stick with it.
Juju.
Browns, Steelers.
You could totally have three
Ravens,
come out of that division. That's not impossible. You know?
Bengals.
Just take up the 2 wild card spots.
Yeah, it's happened before.
It
Yeah,
would be
so-
nice to live in the West Coast because as soon as you get up, the afternoon games are already on.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, you don't have to like wait so late or whatever,
Mhm.
especially with those games. Yeah, screw it. I'll say Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, but it's gonna be really close. I'm probably gonna get it wrong.
Mhm.
All right, do you guys want to talk about an NFC team also?
Let's do the
Which division have we not
NFC
done?
West.
NFC. We did NFC West last time.
With
Did
the
we?
Rams,
No, we did the
Rams and
NFC
49ers.
North, we did it.
Oh, we did
North.
AFC.
you're right.
AFC West last time. So
Rams,
now NFC.
49ers,
Yeah, let's talk about
Seahawks, and Raiders?
No, the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Man.
Cardinals, yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a wrap. The Rams will win it. The Cardinals.
Yeah.
will
I don't know
keep
about
I don't know
that.
about that.
I disagree.
It's a wrap.
No, I
disagree.
agree with him. I think the Rams are gonna take it because what is it?
I think 49ers are significantly
No.
better this year. Stop it.
Same,
Come
yeah,
on, Jimmy
I
G
do
is
so
coming
too.
back.
No.
They got Bosa.
Nah, man. No.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it. They're going to be better this year.
Who's even good on the 49ers?
No, bro, they
Besides
got
Kittle, that's it.
Bro, they got a bunch of new weapons. They got like Debo Samuel and all
Oh,
that.
y'all are actually sleeping on
Yeah.
the Niners.
I will stay sleeping on the Niners.
Alright, here's my hot take. The 49ers are going to win the division.
Shut up. That is too much.
Surprise
What are you
team.
smoking?
It's
You
a-
have to be drug tested immediately.
Let me put up my alright, so they got Bosa, okay? They drafted they got like 10 other free agency signings on defense. It's a Kyle Shanahan offense, so it's gonna be awesome. They're gonna throw for like a bajillion touchdowns a game with the healthy Jimmy G, assuming he stays healthy, of course. Alright, he can take crappy, shitty quarterbacks, make them amazing, because that's just how good he is. He's finally got weapons to use other than Kittle. That offensive line's not half bad either. And it's like I can also see the Rams like start to fall because here's the one reason why I'm not so high in the Rams. Teams that win the Super Bowl are teams that have a great offensive and defensive line. You look at like the Eagles from 2017; they had like a top-ranked offensive line, and they had a defensive line that just kept
but they
having
have
like
the
rotational
top
players.
2 running back, and they have the best player in football.
But listen, their offensive line, they lost both of their guards. The Rams did, and then when you look at their defensive
But
line,
Aaron
okay, listen.
Donald,
But who else? Who else?
Dominican Sue.
He's not there anymore.
He's
Where'd
not.
he go?
Tampa, right? He went to Tampa.
He went to Tampa.
He went to
He went to Tampa for money.
all
Yeah,
places.
yeah. Just because they would pay him more. It's Aaron Donald, and that's it. I don't even think it's that
No,
deep
it's
either.
Todd Gurley.
No, but I mean, talking like when you
Keith
talk about the
Lee.
offensive and defensive lines,
Navarro
like it's
Bowman.
not. There's no one's there.
Bowman, the guy who...
Nobody cares about
Pick
Navarro
six.
Bowman. Like,
He was on the 49ers, though.
The Niners also got D4.
oh yeah,
from the
you're right.
Chiefs.
I totally
So
forgot.
they really upped their defense a little bit. Richard Sherman is getting. I know he's a little bit past his prime, but he's still like a pretty good corner. And this will be his second year with a new team.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy G's coming back. He's healthy. I think they're getting really good really good comments about him from Camper now. And I don't know. I just think it's really going to be between the Niners and the Rams. I think
Okay.
Seahawks will. I feel
You're
like will
sleeping
kind
on
of
the
be.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks
bro.
always make the playoffs. Like they're like the Green Bay Packers. They
Russell
make it every
Wilson.
single
What
year.
it- wait.
Don't sleep on him.
This
Packers
year.
did it last year.
Well, I mean, for the last 10 years, the Packers have always gone, and the Seahawks have always gone. Like Pete Carroll somehow.
No, the
I don't
Packers
know
are pretty
how
bad
he
the
just-
last few years.
Last 2 years. I
Last
think they'll be
two-
good this year.
I wouldn't say a few years, just the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'd pick the Niners over the Seahawks this year.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I don't see
I
that.
picked the Niners over the Seahawks
Oh.
too. Why not? That's my hot take.
I picked the Niners over the Seahawks. Yeah.
Heyo.
That's,
Because I've been thinking
Those
they
are
lost
some-
Doug Baldwin. Well, they still have Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Who's their running back?
DK.
Something Carson.
DK Metcalf can't run anything other than a go route. He can't run a comeback. It takes him like 10 seconds to actually like
'Cause
turn
he's so
around.
big.
He's so big. He
still
should
gonna
be a
get
tight end.
touchdowns.
triggered.
He's
He
still
can
gonna
play
get
every
touchdowns.
position except for every position.
People were so shocked. Like, how is he not a top 10 pick? It's like he absolutely should have gone where he was, which was like bottom half of the second round, almost third round.
Although it would have been nice to have him in the slot with the Cowboys.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like anybody in the slot for the Cowboys would be nice, but it's like
Who do we have in our slot?
he's not even a good
Randall
look.
Cobb. We Randall Cobb actually. We have a good slot.
Randall Cobb's not bad.
Yeah.
Y'all got
Yeah,
Randall
I'm
Cobb?
fine with
Yeah,
that.
I'm
I'm
scared
fine.
about the injuries with
When
him.
did y'all pick up Randall Cobb?
I think I can do
This offseason, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, they replaced Cole Beasley.
So
I miss
And Cole
Beast.
Beasley's gonna be the best player on the Buffalo Bills.
Straight up, he's gonna be somehow the best player on the Bills.
Hey, where's the GOAT, Nathan Peterman?
Nathan Peterman, the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Nathan Peterman got
He
it.
might be. I hope he ends up starting just for a couple of
Oh
games
my
this season.
goodness.
Did y'all see
want him to
that
start.
parody account? They did like a top 100 list. Nathan Peterman won.
Yeah.
It was like everywhere the ball going, man. It's just interception. I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
they did that like little like real rotation, like
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, like,
Wait,
the number
have
one.
you seen that one, the meme or whatever? They were just like, hey, you know you're not supposed to throw the ball to the other team, right?
It's like I saw that like top 100, and it's all defensive players being like, man, I love Nathan Peterman. He's like intercepting like a ball of it or a pass. It's
Yeah, they're like, oh, that Nathan Peterman.
How is Nathan Peterman still in the league and not Colin Kaepernick?
That's actually
Oh,
a very
that's,
good question.
That's a separate discussion right
Oh
there.
my lord, that's just
How is
tragic.
Nathan Peterman in the league but Carmelo is not? That's the real question. That's the real question.
Didn't Nathan Peterman scramble for like 50 yards or something? I saw a highlight of
That's
that
on
in
a preseason game, right?
Oh man, I
this
love
preseason too.
Nathan Peterman would be great in the AAF if it still existed.
They did the same thing you're talking about to like Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
No, but Jamarcus Russell actually had talent. He was just lazy.
Yeah, I know. Did you hear about the tape story with Jamarcus Russell?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Wait, what tape story?
Okay.
You
say.
Okay, so they had this guy on the Rich Eisen show, right? He used to play for the Raiders back in like
Yeah.
2008 when they drafted Jamarcus
Yeah,
Russell.
it was some linebacker.
So they gave Jamarcus Russell a tape to go steady, and like the coach was just like, "There's players on this, just go steady it." And the next day he comes back, and then the coach was just like, "Do you know the plays?" He was just like, "Yeah, I know all the plays." And then he would just like, "What do you like?" He would just like, "Coach, I like all of them." And then he was just like, "Really, which ones?" And the tape was blank. He didn't actually look at it. He didn't look at the tape. And then another story, he said, you know how they have like the rookie show? So apparently Jamarcus Russell is the reason why rookies can't get paid massive contracts.
Yeah.
Because he held out, and he got like a $32 million contract. And so for his rookie show, he just, you know how they do like rapping or whatever for like the rookie? Yeah. He goes up there and he has a bag of like $10,000 and he just throws it in one.
Oh.
He just didn't care. He would miss practice and stuff. So he's the reason why rookies can't make any big money because they don't care after they get paid.
I mean, I agree with rookies not needing to make that much money, but still, those are hilarious stories.
Yeah.
The tapes.
I like the tape one. I like that.
This man didn't even look at it, man.
There's nothing on the tape.
No, that's a classic for sure.
I love that.
Imagine that meeting though. Like how awkward it would be.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'd be just so done as a coach.
So which ones did you like?
Yeah.
All of them. Like,
Boy.
That's the fact that they were like, I'm gonna give him this tape. It has nothing on it, and they had so little faith in him that they were like, he's gonna come back and lie straight to our faces, and he did.
What if he got lucky and he said like, "Oh, the tape didn't work"?
I mean, if he did, he'd have to be a really good liar. He'd actually have to take the time to put the tape in, which is something he's too lazy to do apparently. So
all of them, coach.
yeah, I love Jamarcus. Speaking of rookies, but ones that are obviously gonna do way better. I know the Cardinals are trash and they're gonna be trash this year, but are you guys excited for Kyler Murray?
No, I think they'll win like 6 games.
Well, I mean, I know.
Yeah, I
I
am
said they're gonna be
excited.
trash, but I'm excited for him. You know.
6 games sounds about right.
Okay, I'm excited for him.
I am. Yeah.
They're not gonna have a good season.
I mean, Kyler Murray's from here, like 20 minutes away from here.
So
So he's gonna be great. That's what.
we're about to take the
Texas.
podcast to his
Lives
house.
here?
Like Kyler Murray, how do you think of this
You
season?
went to Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He
They
went
won-
undefeated.
They
in
won
high
4
school.
straight state championships while he was there. Yeah.
What was this, like 2010 or something?
2010, 2014.
Damn.
Man.
I'm trying to find what
Do you think he's gonna win Rookie of the Year? I think he
No.
will.
Mm.
What other rookies are there? It was all defensive players this year anyway.
Who knows? It could be a rookie defensive player.
Hold on, I'm trying to look up.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. There's a defensive rookie, but it's like what other? What I meant by that was like what other offensive guys were you like? This is gonna be it. Like Josh Jacobs, a running back maybe because the running back.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, yes.
DK Metcalf.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne, that's true. Maybe.
Oh yeah, he can.
I think he's gonna
but
be
I
good.
think yeah. I mean,
The league done messed
he's in
up.
Washington.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
That's what he
sorry.
said in
I
his
think
draft night.
6
Oh.
games. I think 6 games is a lot for Cardinals for their schedule.
I think Kyler's talented enough to where he himself is worth maybe 2 games. I'm gonna say 2.
He's
He
200.
He can get at
pounds.
least like
2.
3
That's
games
tough.
for them.
I
3
don't
or
see
4
them-
games.
Yeah.
But the rest the team has to do
Right,
for
right.
themselves.
No, yo, seriously, look at the schedule.
If they were
I
like
don't think they're
7, 8
winning
games, it's gonna be a
They
win for
might win
Kyler
against the
Murray.
Bengals.
Okay,
It's
let's-
gonna be on
207
him.
pounds.
What?
Lions.
He's 207.
Maybe.
They could beat
Nah,
the, they could beat the
nah.
Lions.
He's fast.
Yeah, anybody can beat the Lions.
Fast.
Bengals maybe. Giants.
That's a tough schedule. I think they're winning max like 3-4 games.
I'm gonna say 6.
6 is a lot.
6 is like the top,
Look at
the
that.
upper limit. I would say
Yeah.
4 is like maybe something you can agree on.
That's fair.
2
yeah.
is too low. 2 is just.
Yeah,
I think they can get more than 2.
he had a preseason debut. I think he did pretty good in that.
He went 6 for 6. Yeah. Those are the only like. There are 2 parts of preseason I watch because I don't care about preseason. And I watched one Kyler Murray drive and he did well. And
Daniel Jones.
And I didn't watch that one. I saw the highlights though. I saw one Cowboys drive with Dak and the starters, and then I was like, all right, that's enough. I'm gonna go do something else.
They should only have 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
They need time to like rehearsing.
You can do a joint practice. Like teams can do joint practices so they can see who they want to keep and the team who they want to cut.
Yeah, but I'm sure coaches would be like, it's different under the lights. You know, like
It's a
they-
preseason.
it's been,
No one cares.
there's just audience in the preseason. I mean, that's a factor too.
oh yeah, they
Because they want to
preseason
check out
makes money.
rookies, and if they just practice, the teams practice for themselves, and a lot of people won't show up. Before the preseason games, the pressure factor comes in, and if they do good, if they're playing good under pressure, they know that they can do good in the NFL.
Well, the NFL's that one sport you don't really know who's going to be good. You know what I mean? Because Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, anybody can come from anywhere. Like NBA, we know when these guys are in like middle school who's going to be a great player.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When was the last time there was like a low drafted NBA guy? Like,
Damian Lillard.
Dame, yeah.
Yeah, Dame was pretty
Dame.
low.
Isaiah
Even CJ
Thomas.
McCollum too. CJ McCollum.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas was low. Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas was pretty low.
Wait, Isaiah Thomas.
Draymond Green.
Isaiah Thomas, the OG, or
They're like Boston Celtics.
Current.
Boston.
And even
Boston.
Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman didn't even play basketball until he was like 21 or something.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess.
But it's more common
It's still
in
harder
football.
though. Yeah.
It's like I think there are so many players in the NFL. If you look at them individually, they're all good.
Mhm.
But when you put them in the game and when you see them playing with their teams, most of them are not good. When you think they're good, they're not good. When some of the players you think that they won't do good, they actually end up doing more better
They're kind
than
of
the players
yeah,
that
they're
you
kind
think they're
of
gonna do
like
it.
under the radar, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden they like explode out of nowhere. I guess it's just what happens when also like because like systems a big factor too, and I know it's kind of like nerdy to talk about systems, but it's like systems can make a player, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
if
yeah,
you
it
have a
depends
good
on which
player,
team you're playing. Yeah.
exactly. Like
If you're
like,
on Giants, then you should know that you're not gonna get that far.
Yeah, that's. I feel so bad for Saquon. I feel so bad.
hey, he's getting the stats there. So
I mean, yeah, he's gonna make a lot of money.
Man, it's
And
totally
he's doing what he loves. He's running with the ball. I mean, he's gonna get touchdowns anyways for Giants.
It's entirely possible that I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it will, but it is entirely possible that Saquon will go through his first 4 years without a winning season. That could totally happen.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like worst case scenario for the Giants, Daniel Jones is a bust, which I don't think he will be, but like
I mean, he's
He
gonna
won't
be
be-
better than Eli Manning anyways.
he's going to
he
be
will
any
be
time of the
great.
day.
He won't be better than prime Eli Manning.
You think so?
Daniel
Eli
Jones.
Manning in his prime, Daniel Jones will not be better than Eli Manning.
I
in his
disagree.
Yeah,
Eli Manning in
Manning.
his prime was just a top 12 quarterback.
prime. Eli Manning's a Hall of
Top 10.
Famer.
He is, but that's because
How
the two
long
Super
was it? Like 6 months?
No, he was. Eli Manning was called at one point. At one point, Eli Manning was good.
are
But
we
his
talking?
defense was awesome.
Are we
Like, they had
talking
Mike
about the
Strahan.
2012 Super Bowl against the Patriots?
Well, I would say 2006 or something to like 2012. He was a good quarterback.
But his defense was so good.
But
They had
he's
Michael
still-
Strahan and everyone else. And the running back was awesome.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
If you don't know his name, how do you know he was
Something
awesome?
Barber. Marion Barber?
Oh, Tiki,
Tiki
Barber?
Barber?
Dude,
Yeah.
Tiki Barber was trash.
Tiki Barber.
Sorry, not
was
Tiki
not.
Barber. Then who am I thinking of?
Peyton Barber?
No. Hang on. Who was it then? Whatever, I just remember they had a cold running back back then. And like Eli was like the fourth most important reason why they won Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Oh,
but
I
I
remember
still
this
think
dude,
that they made a
Alvarez
mistake
Bradshaw.
drafting Daniel Jones.
I remember
They
this.
should have gotten Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
If you compare like Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins is the most NFL ready player.
Yeah, I would take Dwayne Haskins.
I would take
Kyler's
Dwayne
best.
Haskins because he was still available to pick. I don't know why they took Daniel Jones, but Dwayne Haskins going to the Washington Redskins. I mean,
The GM's whack.
He's in the division now.
Oh god, you're right. The Redskins.
It's
no.
New York. Whether it's the Giants or the Knicks, they're bound to make bad decisions and have
True.
bad luck. So
yeah.
Meanwhile, the B grade New York teams are actually doing well.
Yes.
The Nets and the
I
Jets.
would
Suddenly they're
agree.
coming up.
yeah,
They had too
New
good for
Jersey.
too long.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
even with no
Rock
AD, they
Nation
won.
Hove. That's why that's the only reason why that happened.
Let's get back on track. We're talking about the NFC West. Seahawks are weird because it's like I get the Rams are gonna be good, and I already said that the 49ers are like gonna win the division, but it's like they've only ever missed the playoffs once in the last 9 years.
Oh, I'm calling it
Yeah.
Russell Wilson MVP this season.
Nah.
No,
I can see that.
No.
that's a hot take.
I can see that.
Nah, that's not happening.
Nah, it's not
He is his
possible.
entire team's
No.
offense.
And now he got paid, so I don't see the chance of that happening.
But he's his entire team's offense.
It
Wait,
doesn't
Russell
matter.
Wilson?
In order for
Yeah,
that
No
to
way.
happen,
No way.
they would at least need to win like 13 games for that to happen, I would say.
It is frustrating how little they use Russell Wilson. We talk about playing like it's 1992, Troy Aikman. It's the same situation. Run on first down, run on second down, third and long. Russell, save us, please. And then he does. And then let's
Well,
like.
to be
what do
fair,
you
when
do?
you had that offensive line back then, plus Emmitt Smith, you didn't really have to pass.
Right. And to be fair, like their running game's not nearly the running game that like
And
Dallas
they had
was
like
back
that
then, but-
defense with Deion Sanders and everyone.
Yeah, they had what was it called again? What was the name of the Doomsday Defense?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, coolest name for a defense ever. It's up there. Next to Legion of Boom. That's a pretty great name.
I think Patrick Mahomes is going to still be one of the top contenders for MVP.
For sure. He can't not be.
Yeah.
Even if he
He
throws for
will.
like 30 touchdowns.
He will. He's going to throw a lot of touchdowns.
Patrick Mahomes is so cold. I love Patrick Mahomes. His voice is funny though.
Sounds like Kermit.
Kermit.
It's honestly not that bad, but I mean, like, it is a little
I mean,
froggish,
yeah.
frog-esque.
They might even end up going to the Super Bowl again this year, which
Again,
is not out
that's
of
it.
question.
Or actually get to it for once.
Yeah.
The championship game?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Oh,
about-
okay, wait, hot take. The
Hot
NFL,
take. I love the hot takes like today.
the NFL overtime rules have to be changed to where both teams get a chance with the ball. Even if the first team scores a touchdown, both teams should get a chance to have the ball.
That's not a hot take. That's just common sense.
Okay, yeah, they should change that right now. Like right
I
now,
agree.
they
That-
can
that's a
change
room
it.
temperature take, which is perfect for
Yeah,
this podcast.
but
And
they
I
should
agree with
change
that.
it though.
I agree with that.
They have to change that.
What's up with everybody in the NFC West being like, it's like 3 of the 4 of them are like really young guys, and then there's old man Pete Carroll. Like you have Sean McVay, you have Kyle Shanahan, and then for...
To be fair, Pete Carroll probably thinks he's 30, so
That's true. He's got the confidence of like a 20-something-year-old. And then who's the last coach?
As long
in
as
the
Cliff-
young-
chewing gum.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. It's all like these like handsome dudes. It's like they all belong in like a boy band. And then you have old
I mean,
Pete
he's
Carroll.
kind of like a college coach, Pete Carroll, because he was at USC when they won. So
Yeah,
he's still
yeah.
kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, that great rivalry with one of the Harbaughs.
You trying to start a ranking of best looking coaches now or something?
Let's do it. I'm down. Let's
Wait.
do it.
Okay.
Number
Yeah,
one.
that's kind of
No.
Number one, Sean McVay.
Don't answer. Why would you
No,
say that?
we're already too deep
Oh,
into this.
no,
Number
no,
one,
no,
Sean
it's
McVay.
still no.
Number
Don't
two,
say it.
No,
Number three,
He's got socks. He's got
Bill
socks.
Belichick. No.
Yeah, the clapper. The clapper.
Chip Kelly.
Eddie Reed.
Oh my god, old Walrus face.
Jason
Oh,
Garrett.
Oh man,
Oh
that's
my
funny.
word. Alright, y'all want to do like final rankings for those guys? Andy Reid. Pete Carroll, he's up there. I'm gonna go
Rams.
49ers, Rams, Seahawks, and then the lowly
Cardinals.
Cardinals after that.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's-
go Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, and 49ers.
No, Rams,
Okay.
49ers, Seahawks.
Cardinals, 49ers.
Cardinals.
49ers are not last.
49ers
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Why? Just take it back right now.
Damn.
Holmes up.
Below the
It's a hot
Cardinals,
take.
I don't.
You gotta get out of here now. The door's over there.
I think you guys have all gotten your rankings on. It's about the same, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a toss up
This
between
is,
the
I
Rams
think,
and
the biggest toss-up division because legit, all of these teams you can make an argument for.
I feel like every NFC division's tough. Like I can't think of
well,
one
the
where it's
NFC
like
East, we know the Giants and the Redskins are gonna suck, so just the Cowboys.
but then
and
it's
Eagles.
yeah, but like those two could totally go to like the either take their division or be a wild card spot. But so can like every other team. Like, are you telling me that like Carolina couldn't do that? They totally
NFC
could.
South. NFC South
NFC
is a
South
loaded.
is
That's a
cold,
stacked
too.
division.
No.
Everybody
That is a
except for
stacked
Tampa Bay
division
is
right
cold.
there.
And we'll get to them next week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As of now, I want to switch gears and I want to do some soccer because the Premier League had its opening day matches and we finally got some. Also, we finally got through all the final transfer market stuff, and I was wondering, do you guys have any open opinions as far as how the season's gonna go?
Arsenal in the transfer market.
Seriously,
I'm kidding. They did pretty good though. David Luiz.
they didn't do bad for sure.
David Luiz, our defense is fine now.
Your defense,
My
see how it
defense.
is.
I'm buying Arsenal.
Mine.
Y'all still need better defenders, though.
I mean, they signed that guy from Celtic too.
Yeah,
the
but-
defense is fine.
They still need more. I mean, they got another attacking player, but still didn't sort out the defense. Like, Unai's got to play like a 4-3-3.
Mm.
Let Aubameyang be on the left wing, Lacazette the striker, right wing, Pepe. I think Mesut Ozil still's got a lot of game to put out there. Mkhitaryan, he's okay now.
Yeah.
I don't know why they let go of Aaron Ramsey. That was just a bad move on them. They
I
let,
think
they,
he
let,
was-
they let go of Iwobi, which was such a dumb idea for £34 million to Everton.
I think 40.
No, it's 34, bro.
That was 40.
I mean, probably with all the wages and stuff,
Yeah.
it goes up to 40.
I mean, let's face it, Man City and Liverpool, are they going to win again?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a 2-horse race again. But like Man U, Chelsea, and all those teams, they gotta.
I think
Yeah.
the Premier League is the most competitive league, though.
It is.
Easily.
Easily.
Yeah, because they can at least go up to 10 teams that are pretty good.
Pretty good.
You can make an argument for maybe
then when you
even
go to-
six teams could potentially win it. Even though Man City is really good, 6 teams could potentially win
It's
it.
definitely either Liverpool, Man City. I would say they're like tier 1, and then tier 2 is like the next.
Arsenal, United,
Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs.
Tottenham's
Oh, yeah,
up
Spurs.
there.
Yeah,
No,
Now,
just
honestly,
tier
Spurs
3.
can make top tier lists if they keep winning.
for sure.
Oh, hot
for sure.
take. I think the Spurs made a mistake when they let Kawhi Leonard go.
Shut up.
That is the extent of my soccer knowledge.
Bro.
Okay.
No, I think you're totally right though. I think like Pochettino and that whole team, like they've been overachieving.
They won
for sure.
against who did you guys?
Aston Villa.
Do you think Neymar's going to go back to
Yeah.
Barcelona?
No, I don't
No, bro.
No.
They
they got
got the money
Griezmann.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
that's
Griezmann, but they don't got the money for Neymar though.
They got
Griezmann.
they have a higher likelihood that Real Madrid's gonna sign him.
think. Yeah,
Actually.
Real Madrid.
Yeah,
offered-
I said
Real
that
Madrid is
too.
so bad.
Real Madrid
Yeah.
offered them Modric plus cash because no one's gonna pay.
Luka Modric?
Yeah, Luka
Luka
Modric plus
No,
cash.
imagine,
Yeah, man.
imagine Luka Modric
because-
with PSG, Cavani, and
because
Luka.
just because the reason
That's stacked.
because you cannot pay a whole sum of money for Neymar. That's gonna mess up the fair play rules, and no team's gonna do that. Barcelona won't. Barcelona was initially offering them like 3 players in Neymar, but that didn't work out. So now Madrid is offering them player per cash deal with Luka Modric, and I think that's a good deal if Neymar wants to.
No,
leave.
no,
If
that's
they
a
don't
good
sell
deal,
him.
but I don't know if Neymar.
Neymar wants to leave anyways. Neymar wants to leave PSG. But he wants to go to Barcelona, but he won't mind going to Madrid because
Neymar
he's going to
doesn't
earn a
wanna
lot of
stay.
money, which he loves. And I think that it's too early for him to be thinking about that. And because
No, but
and there's a second reason because I think he's automatically injury prone right now. I don't know why, but
Ever
all
since
injuries
he's not
come
a
back to
beast,
him.
yeah.
He's injury prone, and he doesn't get injured for like a month. He gets injured for like 4 months, 5 months, 3
Or
months.
he's out for the season.
He's out for half a season. Or he's out for a season. That's the whole problem.
Isn't it like every time, he always gets injured in like the big moments that like PSG
Yeah.
signed him for? Like, isn't it always like his like sister's birthday? Every time that happens, he gets an injury,
Yeah.
and it happens to be like the Champions League window or something like that.
Let's go.
He hasn't played in the Champions League in so long.
I don't think he has yet for PSG, right?
Only one time.
Only once?
When he
Okay.
first arrived.
He has one though.
What
right?
was that? 2
Barcelona.
years ago?
They won the Champions League.
No, I
3 years
don't.
ago.
No, they did because they won triple. I remember.
Neymar's already won a Champions League with
Yeah,
Barca.
once. Then.
But I don't know if it's
Because
one or
for the
two.
last 4 years, Barca hasn't, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been Real Madrid or Real Madrid.
It would
Real
be
Madrid was
nice.
like 5 out of 4 times.
It would be
4
nice
out
to
of
get a
5 times.
Juve and Barca final so that Ronaldo and Messi could play.
Yeah, Real Madrid have won like the past 2, and then last
I
year.
mean, I think
No, 3.
Juve-
They won 3 years in a
Oh,
row.
you're right.
Yeah, they were the first. They were the first team who won 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was amazing. Time.
That was amazing.
The Ronaldo
Yeah.
goal, the Bale goal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, what was the goalkeeper's name? Karius?
Yeah.
The guy who messed everything
He
up.
messed
Oh,
up.
yeah.
He messed up his whole career. He's making mistakes.
Literally, after the game was over, he got loaned out to another like some lower
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
Some
literally,
like lower
yeah.
tier team.
I think he went to Besiktas.
No, I don't even.
And then he made the same mistake there.
The best part was
I don't
after that game, no teammate came up to him. Like nobody came up to him. The man was crying. No one came up to him. No one cared. No one came up to him at all.
Yeah, then when Liverpool won it, they started roasting Karius again. I was like, yeah, you couldn't do that last year, but and when you're gone, now we can win. What? But yeah, the soccer season is gonna be fun this year.
But if Neymar goes back to Barcelona, if it somehow happens, Griezmann, Neymar, Messi, and Suarez, that would be.
That's the other reason why they won't get Neymar now because they got Griezmann. They paid him a lot of money, and then now they don't want. But Messi wanted Neymar there, not Griezmann. And he told the Barcelona, who the owners and everything, that all the transfer budget you have should go to Neymar because he wanted to come and Messi wanted him there too. But they didn't. They got Griezmann instead, and now Messi's not happy with Griezmann there, and it's like apparently there are problems between them because
Seriously?
because if Messi wants someone, you should give him that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Ronaldo talked to Delight,
and then he came.
he
right?
came the next week. That's how influential these players are because they know what they're doing. Messi said that I want Neymar. You should get Neymar because you were getting him, and then you didn't. You got Griezmann, which Messi's not happy about.
I mean, he's still a good player.
And he doesn't care. I mean, he makes everybody a good player. But he's not happy, and that's what Barcelona should be concerned about.
Interesting. Okay. Do you think there's going to be a chemistry issue there? Or
There will be. I mean, Messi's going to play with...
Messi's good about that one in terms of making it.
But Messi has never been unhappy with the player on his team.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still Griezmann. Like, do you think he'll be unhappy with another superstar player like that, or it's?
I mean,
I think it'll take the season to go in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Messi doesn't need to care about who's a big player or not because he is one of the biggest. So everybody plays under his shadow anyways.
The new superstar João Felix for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, João Felix.
João Felix, that he's gonna be good.
He's good.
He's the successor of Ronaldo.
But he's won 20 million. Yeah.
Thinking like that.
But he's Portuguese too. So.
Yeah, he's Portuguese too.
Plus, Neymar has played with Messi before. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and he made a mistake leaving Barcelona because of his ego. He wanted to earn money, and he said that he didn't want to play under Messi's shadow because he thought that he was the best player in the world.
Kyrie Irving.
Too early.
Yeah, and then he wound up in Mbappe's shadow.
If you're PSG,
It's crazy what he did.
I mean, he went to PSG because PSG was the only team that
had
offered
the money
that
too.
much money, and he should have realized that PSG cannot win.
Yeah, the French
It
league
can.
is so easy to go through.
Plus, the French league is easy. You're gonna score like 40 goals over there, but when you come to Champions League, you're not gonna do shit. And that's why he made a mistake leaving. Now he wants to come back for the same reason because he knows that he's better playing with Messi at least for at least 3-4 years.
Real quick, do you think that's why PSG always chokes in
because
Champions League?
they have no competition.
Realize,
They have no competition for half the year.
Ever since Ibra left, they've
Champions
just
League.
been going down.
So do you think Messi can be the greatest player of all time without winning a major tournament for Argentina?
I mean, he already is.
He's done everything else.
See, you talk about being the greatest player, and then you bring in a whole team accomplishment. So I don't really see those two going together.
I mean, he deserves to win a World Cup, but he ends up missing sometimes, like on the major stage, like international stages.
The Argentinian
But
press.
Yeah, but that's
they hate Messi.
But for that reason, I mean, people say that he doesn't have a good team. I think Argentina is a really good team. I mean, you've got Aguero, you've got Icardi, you've got Messi, you've got Dybala. No,
Dybala's Argentinian, right?
oh yeah,
Suarez. Suarez.
You got
Wait,
Suarez is
Suarez is
Uruguay.
fine, yeah.
He's in Uruguay.
Oh yeah, same
Yeah.
jersey
Torreira
colors.
from
But then that's what I say. I mean, Messi should have won a World Cup. He had a chance to, but he couldn't. But I mean, he should win at least Copa America.
Do you think the window's too late now? Do you think he's?
I mean, I
bit.
think a little bit. He
Older.
still has another World Cup because I know Ronaldo's going to play at his last World Cup. The next World Cup.
2022. Yeah.
That's too far from now, though. I don't know.
He was pretty clear about it, and I think.
Well, not even.
I mean,
Messi
he's not.
just needs to come
He's
from
not.
America.
Maybe he's not going to be on his peak because he's like 1 or 2 years after that. But he's still going to play the World Cup, and you cannot cut him off because he can still score goals. He can still head the ball. No matter how old you are, you can head the ball. He's going to play as a striker, not as a winger. Then.
So, like, due to his position,
Well,
he can
Messi
have a
also-
long career.
Plus, Portugal wants him. I mean, it's not like they have perfect.
Plus him and
replacement.
João Felix too. That'd be.
He
nice.
after 4 years he's going to be on the World Cup squad. I
Wait,
mean,
but then
definitely.
Messi just needs to win a Copa America. He doesn't have to win a World Cup because that's still a major.
Because Ronaldo
Right.
Ronaldo recently won the
Euro. He won the Euro.
Yeah.
the one Euro Cup, and he won the Euro the one latest tournament he won.
Yeah.
The Nations Cup.
The Nations Cup. Yeah. So he has like 2 major trophies.
These tournaments, Copa America, Nations Cup, are nowhere near the level of the World Cup.
No.
Oh yeah, they're not. But
So
like,
Definitely.
I mean, Euro Cup is a pretty big
Copa
tournament
America to Copa America.
because
you have to
since
do.
like Europe has a lot of huge teams.
So does.
I mean, almost all the teams that are contending to win the World Cup. So Euro Cup is important.
You could argue the Champions
So does
League
couple-
is basically a better version of that. It's all the top
But
European
to be
teams.
fair, so is Copa America. Like, you got Brazil, Argentina, Chile. That's still Colombia. That's still a good
That's true.
set of
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, so when Ronaldo won the
Mexico should
Euro
be
Cup,
there too.
he that was a big achievement for him. So now
But
Messi
Messi hasn't won a Copa America either. So.
No, he no.
Ronaldo's won a Euro.
That's
Yeah.
true. So that's like the one thing stopping him from like really. I
I
guess
mean,
like
but it's not
accomplishment.
like-
wise.
no.
If you look at the player, I mean Messi, Ronaldo, 2 of the greatest players.
They're
You can
even,
count them in,
Yeah, for sure.
regardless of their trophies.
Yeah, you could argue they're the greatest, but yeah, without it anyway.
But
Not-
like,
honestly,
when you compare them to
Now he's
Maradona,
Argentina.
Pele, and people like these, the World Cup, Euro Cup is a factor.
People are still picking Maradona over Messi. I mean,
I wouldn't mind doing that because Maradona. Look,
when you play higher cocaine, you're better.
Wow, I mean, you're not wrong, but
Maradona was.
He was amazing.
He was great.
He was one of a kind, bro. He was.
I mean, he brought a World Cup to Argentina.
He did things in the World Cup, like semi-final, finals, which no one can do. I mean, the famous goal that he scored.
Yeah.
That was in the World Cup against a really good team. They tossed 7 players and scored the goal.
Yeah, it was against England, I think.
Yeah, and then he played for Barcelona and stuff like that. So then the World Cup factor comes in when you compare these kind of.
Well, that's the thing. Pele never played in Europe.
Yeah, I mean,
and when Pele played, there was an offside rule.
He got.
it's been that.
That's when you can say he won the World Cup.
Yeah, Pele won 3 World Cups.
The cherry picking World Cup.
He was that guy. Yeah.
Has anyone else come like close to like 3 World Cups? Has there ever been like a 2-time World Cup champion?
2 times straight, or
not 2 times straight, but just like.
There was Roberto Carlos. He has won 2.
There's not many others.
Oh wow, you're talking. This is like a decade ago. Like
now he's like, has any player won 2 World Cups? You're talking about that,
yeah.
Right? I mean, I think because Brazil's the only team like Brazil and Germany.
Right.
They're on 5 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Is that only they?
There's not many repeat.
Yeah.
With the exception of them, but
Italy's in 4.
Yeah.
it just takes so much time for the next World Cup. Like 4
Yeah.
years is a big
That's
time
true,
for like
yeah.
players
And if
to
you
fall
need,
off.
if you want to win like
Big
2
deal.
World Cups, you have to play your first World Cup when you're like 18.
exactly. You have to like
19,
Mbappe
20.
age.
Yeah.
Right?
What's
And like Mbappe for me is the luckiest player of all.
I know, right?
It's his first World Cup. He's 19. He won it.
And with an incredible team too. Yeah.
It was one of the best teams in the World Cup. He won it. And he can win 2 World Cups.
That's true.
That's the
Mbappe
World
took
Cup.
one
That's why it's just such
Yeah.
a big deal because every 4
He's at least
years.
got 4 World
Yeah.
Cups.
Yeah.
At
Should be
least.
every 3.
What's up?
Should be every 3.
Excluding this one.
I mean, might as well keep it 4. It's such a grand like stage. So I mean, I don't see what's the use of making it 3. If anything, 4 keeps it special in
Yeah.
a weird way. So
It's Olympics this year, though, right? Olympics this summer. And
Yeah.
Europe.
Tokyo
Europe this summer,
2020.
too.
Yeah, Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, and then Euros this summer as well.
yep.
And Copa America this summer, too.
Copa America.
Oh my god.
No, but they're big this year to keep it on the path to the Euro.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
pretty big summer 2020.
I'm hyped. The summer's gonna be great. We're
Yeah,
finally
good.
gonna have a year with a sport other than baseball.
We're gonna have the first World Cup in the winners.
I'm psyched as hell for soccer now. Hearing you guys talk about that, like,
Yeah, think about that.
Fun.
Copa America,
Soccer's
Euro, and then Olympics, too. That's all
Yeah.
gonna happen this year. So, yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
It's gonna be a big year for
The
soccer.
World Cup is gonna be in winners. You guys know that, right?
Huh?
The World Cup is
They
gonna
haven't
be in
even got
winners.
the. Okay, who has the World Cup in
2022?
Qatar, man?
Yeah, winners.
Winter, yeah, December 2022.
It's gonna be in between the whole
They're having it
season.
in December for 2022?
Yeah.
No, but
it's-
that's stupid, though, because these
it's
guys
Qatar.
who play for the
Yeah.
It's
all
out there. It's like 120 degrees in summer. You can't
Yeah.
have it. You can't
Indoor
have it.
stadium.
No,
No,
they
that-
tried it. Logistics of that are like.
I
really
mean,
hard,
they
so just
wanted
couldn't
to-
do
Then
it.
why
They
would
wanted
the
to change
World
the
Cup in
whole-
Qatar, man?
People that have a ton of money, aka
They said they-
Weren't they making
freaking
it-
Bro,
countries
they
cut
have
off.
so much money. They were like, we're gonna make the whole city air conditioned because the artificial.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the city.
surprise.
They're gonna make artificial rain. They're gonna make artificial everything
yeah,
to
it was
make the World Cup happen.
the stadium was supposed to be something big, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
they're making a lot of huge stadiums. That's like.
Do you guys know about how like after typically a country will make they'll make a big grand stadium usually off the backs of like unemployed labor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
entire stadiums are just rendered useless after, and they're like ghost towns.
Yeah.
Well, they have unlimited labor from India and Pakistan in Qatar. Because it's like a.
I mean, but it's like that was the real issue going on.
It's controversial.
Like, it's
Yeah.
controversial because a lot of laborers died
Yep.
making the stadium, like constructing the stadiums, and they're not fully following the whole rules abiding the construction and stuff because they're not providing proper safety for the workers and stuff. So it was likely that there won't be a World Cup in Qatar, but then they have a lot of money, so they're like,
Well, then the next one is here.
we're gonna
Yeah.
take care of
Canada,
that.
Mexico.
Is it
So-
LA? Or
US, Canada, and Mexico.
26.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
26.
And then apparently Liga MX, the Mexico
Mhm.
league,
Yeah.
and MLS they're going to combine into one league at some point, like to one like.
Mexico's going to field day, man.
That's
That's not okay.
Sounds fun for the Mexicans.
Zlatan will finally have competition. Look at that.
England was like, they're going to host the World Cup. Just give them 2 years. they're going to take care of everything.
Bro.
Qatar was like, bro, you do have money. We can
How
buy
many diamonds
you.
you want? Yeah.
Maybe we can buy you. Just give us 2 years.
Apparently, there was some like oil, like because they have oil in Qatar, right? Some guy.
I mean, yeah, they're Qatar
Some
has
guy
lot
a
of
while
money.
ago, he bought engineers to build a water fountain in his private jet, so that when it's taking off, the water doesn't splash out and the fountain can keep going.
What?
Too much money.
Saudi Arabians, or that whole peninsula in
I don't
general
think
is
that's
just...
possible. There's just too much money. They just don't know.
They
how to
can make
spend
it happen. They're just going to throw
They
more
don't,
money
know,
at
they
it.
don't know what the hell to do with it, bro.
I mean, they have so much money, they don't know where to spend it.
Give me the water fountain.
All right. Okay.
In the plane.
Okay, how much is it again? 10 billion. All right, gotcha. I'll do it. All right, so just to attempt to get back on track with the Premier League. Any final closing thoughts as far as like who's going to be in like that top 5 this year? Anybody you think is going to get bounced out or maybe come in?
Chelsea's going to get bounced out. Either Wolves or Everton
I see
is
that.
going to make it into the top 6.
Everton.
I'm going to say Everton. No, I'm going to say...
Nah, the top 6 are going to stay the same. At the end of the day, it's a long season.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, teams like... they're going to
the
be like
season
top
started.
10, top 8, top 10.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when... It's like, it's just... I think the top 6 teams, that they're firstly, they're consistent, and then secondly is the mindset. Because the small teams start really good, but when they go along with like it's a whole like 28, 32 games, they lose their mindset in the middle of the season.
I see.
That's where they start going down, because the top teams don't do that, because at the end of the day they have big players who don't know how it's not in their dictionary to lose their mindset. Even if they lose like 3 straight games, 4 straight games, they're gonna play like they're the top.
They can play their
That's
hearts
the
out
whole
every single year.
thing.
They can handle the long seasons
Yeah.
unlike others. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it probably will, I would say, like, stay about the same, if not the exact same as last year. Maybe, like, a couple, like, maybe Tottenham.
Maybe
might move
Liverpool
up
and
a
City change their positions.
Yeah.
And then City
There-
wins the
yeah.
Champions League.
Maybe.
And then
Yeah.
Liverpool wins the league. I don't know, but this is gonna be a fun season.
For
It
sure.
just
I'm
started,
excited. Yeah.
so we still gotta
Yeah.
wait. We gotta wait
Yeah.
for more weeks to happen.
Yeah.
As someone who just got into it, having this 3-month-long break during the summer versus like a 6-month-long break for like any other sport, it's like, wow, this is great. I'm already back into it. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
because I
never
can still
left.
remember the last season pretty clearly.
Oh, yeah.
like certain games, and like now,
Yeah.
it's like, holy crap, the new
Yeah.
season's
It's already
here.
back. Everyone's like back on the hot.
Like I can still remember the Champions League final. Yeah,
Oh my
That was
god.
like, the semifinals were amazing though.
The semifinal.
The lead up to was incredible.
Yeah.
All the last
and then
second
Spurs
like,
decided
game
to
was-
shit themselves.
Hey, how did Man City do during the Champions League?
Oh
What
yeah,
happened to
I'm
them?
happy to them.
Well, who won a trophy?
We're talking about Champions League right now.
The
What
Champions
happened?
League needs more.
Okay, Spurs didn't win any trophies last year.
You're gonna win one this year. It's my hot take.
Yeah.
Nah, I gotta be confident Spurs fans. That's all I got.
What's your view on VAR?
I think it's
good.
good on the game.
Man,
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it because
Why don't they just have one referee who reviews all of the calls and then just says to the regular referee, "Hey, this is what to do."
no, that's just
I mean,
that's just keeping it basically because reviewing. The problem is reviewing. Like that's my problem because mistakes, the way traditional soccer is played, mistakes are
No, but
like
but
counted for over time over the game. It's a long game. You make a mistake on one end, you make the same mistake, so it gets balanced out.
no, but you have to review those calls though to get the right call. Every sport has it. Football, basketball. It's gonna. You have to have it.
But the clock stops. You know.
No, but
It
you
does.
add on time though.
You're
No, the
adding
clock doesn't-
time, but
the
they've
clock
really,
doesn't stop
they've
in
really
the summer.
condensed added time. Like the 2010 World Cup, I'm talking about just World Cup right now. On the international stage, they had like 10, 11 minutes of added time. They really consolidated that into like maximum I've seen is like 5-6 minutes. They don't add more time than that.
yeah, they're not. That's true. I think it kind of ruins the game a little bit, but I think it ruins it in every game, like every sport. So I'm a little biased there. Obviously, like it's useful. It has its moments, but there's other times where it's like, you know, when you have to look at this one frame, like
A soccer
really
game will
closely,
never
it's hard.
finish exactly at the 90th minute mark.
Yeah,
Never
can't.
will. Never will.
yeah.
It's impossible not to get a foul in the game or anything
Exactly.
else. Any stop, even with substitution, that
That
counts
stops.
as
Yeah.
that counts as extra time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If none of those things happen, okay, fine. you'll finish the game at literally at the 90th minute.
Well, soccer's that one game you can't, because like even if you do, there's no like timeout. So like in the NBA, right, you inbound with 10 seconds left, you call a timeout, you get the half court. Right, so you can throw up a last minute shot. Soccer, you can't do that. So that's where the ref gives you one last attack before he blows the whistle.
Right.
Soccer will always be like that.
I don't know. I've already made my mind up about it, but I understand why it's in. And I get I get its purpose for sure.
You want to make the right call. That's
At the end of the day,
the definite purpose is you want to make the right call.
Yeah, it's there for a good reason at least. Plus, if I'm being honest, like Tottenham's been kind of grateful of VAR.
Yeah.
In recent years, in the recent Champions League.
So that semifinal was pretty big.
So, it's always great when it's for your team.
Definitely would have won that.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's a good spot to cap off. I think in conclusion, we're all hella excited for Premier League.
Indeed.
It's going to be freaking awesome. Okay, so let's see. We're at an hour 20. You guys want to cut?
Yeah,
with NBA schedules, maybe?
You want to talk
about that?
We can do a quick track thing, too.
I don't know if we'll ever talk about track. Let's take it easy.
Track? What?
Actually, that kid uses the brand
I'm sorry, but
cross country.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about
That's just the one thing that kid uses.
Okay, how about this? I'm going to pause that in minutes. Alright. So yeah, what say again, Sibi?
Okay, so besides NBA Thursday games, all national TV games like Wednesday, Tuesday doubleheaders. The latest game is going to start at 9:30 Eastern, so 8:30 for us, and
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's going to give a boost to viewership. Viewership fell down with LeBron James, Steph Curry all playing in the West Coast.
Yeah,
they start their games at 7:30.
That's good.
But if you live in New York, New Jersey, your games are going to start at 10:30.
Yeah. So they're going to start these games at like 5:30.
Yeah, and the game ends at 1 o'clock. People don't stay in for that long. So viewership dropped. Just to get it back up, they made the time fall back to 9:30.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it, especially now that all the top premier teams are in California. There's no way they're gonna let those viewers.
Yeah, the Clippers, the Lakers, the
Golden State still.
Golden State is still a high viewership team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond,
Russell.
all those pieces still there. D'Angelo Russell. Yeah.
Exactly. So
and the Pelicans are in the West too.
Yeah. Well. Yes. Well, are they like? Well, I mean, they're in that. What's up? What time would the Pelicans normally play?
Our time.
Do you know?
It's our time, so 7:30 Central.
Okay.
So that's good for New York. 8:30. That's normal time. If it's a home game, if it's an away game on the West Coast, even if they're playing in Los Angeles, then you're going to start at 9:30 in our time, or 8:30 if it's with the revised schedule.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I can't tell you how many times I was in the middle of watching a Lakers game, and I was like, I gotta sleep. I got something to do tomorrow, and I just I'd wake up to find the scores or whatever. So for me at least, it's as someone who's I've been watching the NBA now for a few years, but I want to get even more into it. So it's getting the chance or the opportunity to just watch more games is always going to be more
watch too because I know the Warriors are not a super team anymore.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's much more balanced, and I like the newfound parity in the NBA.
Yeah,
it's much more spread out. You have superstars not consolidated in one team. So
it's two people duos rather than a super team, like you said.
Yeah.
I think that's also going to help boost ratings too. It's no longer going to be people going, well, why do I always want? Well, why do I want to watch when it's Golden State or Cleveland always being in the finals? Now it's we finally have as open of conferences as we've had.
I can't wait for that 30 for 30 in 10 years.
The
Warriors and Cavs. This is gonna be a 30 for 30 for that.
We're gonna be watching it and be like, I remember those days. The finals were boring. They weren't boring. I liked them, honestly.
They were boring, except for the last two.
The last one was pretty boring. I'll give you that. Last year's, not the Raptors one, but the year before that, because they just got swept, and it was okay.
The Cavs.
Yeah.
And the year before that one too. It was 5 games.
Because that was KD that came in.
Yeah.
And ruined the balance. That's a whole different discussion that we can have. Another time, another discussion is NBA Christmas.
What are the
so we can take. Okay, we'll go over that. So we got the Battle of Los Angeles, the Clippers versus the Lakers.
I'm seeing that.
We have the Pelicans versus the Nuggets. Not too hyped for that one.
Well, I mean Zion is kind of it, right?
Just Zion
and Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Boston and Toronto.
That's a good game.
Bucks and Sixers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Rockets and Golden State.
Yeah.
Which is much more balanced now with KD officially gone and not just.
Now I think the Rockets are going to beat the Warriors now.
I think so too.
Because they don't got KD now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see how Russell Westbrook and James Harden can play together.
I'm really rooting for
They
old
teammates. They play together.
As old teammates.
Well, yeah, they were younger, but now this is their primes going together.
This isn't sixth man of the year. Harden.
This is not James Harden being on the bench. James Harden being the star of the team.
dribble.
The
step back,
roles
step back,
are
step
reversed
back.
this time now because
Euro
Russell
step,
was
foul.
Russell was the leader of OKC, and now this is James Harden's team. So Russell's got to adapt how James did in OKC.
I'm excited for them. I'm rooting for the Rockets, sort of, just because I want to see Russ get a ring. He deserves it, I think, at this point. Being such a loyal, he's played the game the right way. You know what I'm saying? He's played the game the right way. I know people have his issues with his personality and his fiery sort of competitive nature. But it's he's still a guy that will do things the right way. Will be loyal to a team. You know, all that good stuff. To me personally, I like it a lot. And I think he's one of those guys where it's when you look back on his career, it's I really don't want him to be the one that never got it.
Yeah.
Also for Harden too, I'm scared that he's getting to that point now where it's if you keep losing the playoffs like this, what's your career going to look like?
No, I think with the Warriors much more evenly matched up now with the rest of the teams, I think the Rockets have a fair chance if Russell Westbrook and James Harden can gel together and be a dominant backcourt as they're expected to be. And they set aside their differences of ball handling and running the shot clock down to 5 and taking it inside. That's something that they're gonna have to learn how to grow out of and mature and score the ball more efficiently.
What I think what the Rockets are going to do is Russell's going to be the primary ball handler. James is going to be the shooter.
I see.
Yeah.
I said Russell Westbrook's assist is going to go up. I can just see it happening. Russell is going to focus all about the team. Harden's just going to do his own thing. Yeah. Make his threes.
Can we real quick talk about how the Thunder had 3 MVPs on one team now and couldn't
only went to one final and lost.
You look at their draft picks, those that few years.
Serge Ibaka, KD, Russell, James Harden.
Serge Ibaka has a ring, and Russell and Harden. I mean, I'm happy for Ibaka. I like his game.
Yeah.
But I would have expected by now them having a ring before.
There is a really good SB Nation video. It's called Collapse. It's one of their series. And they did one over
I watched
OKC.
that one last night.
It's so tragic, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so tragic. Real quick, I know we're going to go off on a bit of a tangent with OKC, but I think they're so fascinating. I'd have to talk about them. But do you think that they blew it not signing Harden, or do you think it was
they totally blew it?
Yeah.
They totally blew
But they
it.
didn't see the CBA coming.
See, here's the thing.
They totally blew it.
There's one thing called not seeing talent on paper, but then there's one thing that is immaturity and a lack of experience. That's what lost the Thunder the NBA Finals in 2012.
Yeah.
If that team would have stayed together, I guarantee they would have won some championships, at least 2 championships, with current James Harden, current Kevin Durant, and current Russell Westbrook.
It'd be pretty incredible, for sure. Yeah.
That was not failed talent on paper. That was just immaturity losing to LeBron James, a more experienced Miami Heat team.
I completely agree with that. But if if the players that they are right now were still in OKC, I still wouldn't think they would have meshed.
Really,
one of them would have gone, even if they had their talent right now on the Thunder.
I agree. Honestly, I could totally see any of the 3 of them being this is good, but I need my own team. Whereas they don't want to all because if I'm being honest, I think. Eventually, it would have just gone to KD, and it would have been "quote unquote" his team, just because he's the most talented of all of them.
Of course.
And then the other 2 would have been well, I still want my own team anyway.
Do you think KD and James Harden would win a championship? No Russell Westbrook, just KD and James Harden.
Great question.
I think
it's a great question.
Both their games,
that's tough. I think
both their games complement each other because they're both scorers.
Right.
And KD.
So
is
back in
shooter.
2012, if you had KD, James, and Russ, you have to lose one. Who would you lose?
I would lose Russ.
I'm sorry, but I have to say it.
I'm sorry as well, but I agree with that. I would lose Russ too. Maybe a trade, getting a good backup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they did with Harden, and then it's none of those trades
just
worked
by
out.
$4 million, bro.
No,
Really,
they didn't see the CBA coming.
Kevin Martin, right? Kenyon Martin, whatever his name was.
Kevin Martin.
Yeah. And a couple others too, but they didn't pan out either. They were getting shooters, right? Wasn't that the whole idea? And then it just didn't work.
Yeah, Scott Brooks got fired after Russell and KD were injured.
And nobody was this is Scott Brooks' fault because, like you said, they got injured. So
that was a lockout year too.
Yeah,
2015 was not the lockout year.
2011 was.
2011, 22. It was the season right after the Mavs won the championship.
Right.
So it was 11 and 12. 66 games.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, who do you think had the better career, Dirk or D Wade?
D Wade.
I would say.
I mean, Dirk has an MVP also. You gotta keep that in mind.
I think you should have compared them two together, to be honest.
Different
both
positions.
sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
both
see
of them
why
played
that.
amazing.
You
I
know,
mean, they're both gonna be Hall of Famers.
Oh, that's
At
true.
the end of the day, they're both Hall of Famers.
Oh, of course.
Period.
Yeah,
They both have championships,
Yeah.
and that's it.
With Dirk, you could always make that argument that it's like, well, who did he have around? D-Wade always had
And
Chris
also-
Bosh and
And also, they
And
both beat
Shaq.
Ron.
obviously, and
They,
Shaq.
they
yeah.
both beat each other. Like
yeah.
Wade won 2006,
Oh, yeah,
Dirk won
right,
2011.
Their careers are forever
So
tied.
they won against each other.
Yeah.
They both have championships. So it's,
I think personality-wise, when it comes down to it, D Wade had a much more aggressive and outgoing personality than Dirk. So
Yeah.
that's maybe why people
Wait.
know him more, his game more than
Yeah.
Dirk
You know
Nowitzki.
what's a bit kind of crazy? LeBron's been to 9 finals and has only played 3 different teams: the Spurs, the Thunder, and the Warriors.
And
Oh yeah, he's only played 3. You're right. That's
Yeah.
That's crazy.
actually.
Yeah.
Spurs, Thunder, and
He's
Warriors.
a living embodiment
it?
of he's
Yeah.
a living embodiment of the "aw shit, here we go again" meme
Yeah.
because it's just like the same people.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah,
He's only
that's
played.
true. You only
Only
have 3
played.
teams
That's
in
a
the
great
finals.
point. That's a really great point. And
Oh crap! I didn't really
Like
think
Jordan
about
went to what 6 finals? He played what 6 different teams, right?
Yeah.
Each time
There's never a
he
repeat.
played the
yeah.
Blazers, the Suns.
was there one repeat of the Jazz?
that. Yeah, the
I think
Jazz.
so.
Maybe
That was
the
after
Jazz.
he retired the first.
They played the Lakers too. They
and
beat
when
the Lakers
Jordan
in the finals.
was younger,
Uh-huh.
91.
And then who else did they play? They played
Portland. They played Portland in the
Portland too.
finals.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he played like 5
Yeah.
different teams each NBA finals. LeBron's been to 9 finals and only played 3 different teams.
Low
Those
key, that
are
Bulls team
dynasties.
could have won 8 straight if Jordan.
And then every time Katie went to the finals, he played LeBron.
8 straight.
Why 8? Because
'Cause
he
he
retired
retired
for
for
1
two
year, or
seasons.
was it 2
Two
seasons?
seasons.
Oh yeah, you're right.
After the 96,
Yeah,
he retired 97.
yeah.
And then
No, after
the
94,
Rockets
he
went back to
retired.
back.
95, 96,
Yeah.
he didn't play. That's when the Rockets won back to
Yeah,
back.
Elijah won.
Then he
And
came
he-
back, and then he won 2 more titles.
No, and then that means when Katie's every time he's playing the finals, he's playing against LeBron.
Yep.
Really?
And now Kawhi.
Well, I mean,
so
it's
it's
the
2
Raptors.
teams.
Okay, and
Yeah,
Kawhi got
Like 10 minutes, but yeah.
KD could have beat LeBron if he stayed on OKC. The kind of player that he was the past 2 seasons, he could have
Yeah.
easily beat LeBron staying on that team. So I don't dismiss KD's championships against LeBron.
Yeah.
I just don't value them any higher than LeBron, obviously, because
Right.
of the stacked team that he's on.
I mean,
Well,
uh,
LeBron beat a 73-win team.
70.
Yeah,
That's the
That would
best
be
team.
one
Oh,
of the best
it's
things
nice,
that
yeah,
happened.
Best things, not only
yeah.
the fact that he won, but the way that he won. The
I think if
comeback, the
LeBron
3-1
wins
comeback.
a ring this year, he's guaranteed top 3 player of all time.
He's already.
Because
He already is.
yeah, because
He is.
now he would want to
He
take.
already is.
Yeah.
Why?
That
You're,
is-
you're talking about the number 1 all time.
Yeah.
He is a top 3
Yeah.
all time, definitely.
No, because
with
think about it. If
Kobe
he
and
wins this
MJ.
year, that's championship on every single team he's played for. That's got to mean something.
It means number 1.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
one
I mean, who else
championship
has
away
won?
from.
Okay, well, let's see. Kawhi's won 2 with the 2 teams he's been on. Has there been anyone that's won 3 with the 3? But they were like the important factor. They weren't just like some journeymen who happened to get lucky.
I think it was Robert Ory.
But he was
Because
he
had
was a
7.
bit of a journeyman. He had big shots, but he wasn't the main player for any of those teams.
Robert Horry for the Lakers? Yeah. When
No, he wasn't Kobe though. He wasn't Kobe. Or
He wasn't
I mean,
like
he still
the-
had big shots.
I mean, yeah, he was-
when
a good
Kobe
shooter.
missed the game tying shot and it was a rebound tip back,
Yeah.
Robert Horry hit the 3 for the win.
Uh-huh.
Against Sacramento. That's gotta hurt so badly.
1-1.
Because the Sacramento Kings were actually good that season. And then they got screwed over. And
Yeah.
people are so salty about
I think
that.
my opinion of Katie is probably always going to be the same. I don't really believe in the whole like finals matter more. Maybe it's just because I come from like a football background more. So I've always kind of believed that like the whole concept of like finals mattering more than others hadn't really been a thing until like after LeBron showed up, because then that's when people kind of start to like justify it. Like you never heard like back in like Michael Jordan's, they're like, oh, well, which final meant more? No, they were just he won these. You know what I'm saying? They never talk
But
about
to be
that.
fair, nobody really had super teams back
The
then.
NBA was more balanced and. Just,
Not really. Jordan would have won 8 straight finals and no
Yeah.
retirement. The NBA wasn't really that bad.
Regardless-
That's Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan,
regardless
the
all
greatest
that,
of all
though,
time.
like-
As a LeBron fan, I can still say that MJ is the greatest of
Yeah,
all
he's
time.
Really?
Yeah.
Until LeBron wins, one more, maybe a little more.
If he
No,
wins it for the
he
Lakers,
was
then
fine
it
for it,
should
yeah.
way more.
Mhm.
Way more value.
Because that would have been 3. That would have been 4 for 4 different. What is it? His 3rd team now.
Third
So
team,
every single
yeah.
team he's played for, he would have won a championship for.
Yeah.
Do the Pelicans have too many national TV games, or is 20 the right number with Zion and all the new trade
They,
stuff?
they
too
don't
many.
deserve to.
20,
much.
that's
Yeah.
1/4 the season, just to let everyone
For
know.
sure,
82 games.
You know, really quick
82
though, how
games,
much do you think
20
Zion
on
could
that.
squat? Considering he's not the best in shape guy, but he can still get up that high.
I'm almost certain we can look this up, and I will.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's not in shape,
No, I'm saying like if
Ever
he
since
was
he
like,
got to New Orleans, that gumbo be hitting.
yeah,
different.
like
That gumbo be hitting different for
Drew
him, bro.
Brees keeps coming to his house.
Drew,
you wanna
literally,
come here?
Drew Brees and Zion have been meeting up with each other so many
Yeah.
times.
They'd be like, hey Zion, you want to play tight end?
I'm pretty sure the reason why Drew Brees is doing that, so
He wants him to play
wants,
tight end.
like,
He wants him to play tight
this is
end.
New Orleans. You got to stay here.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
got to be
yeah.
a face of this franchise.
Exactly. Ever since Anthony Davis left, they were like, "Please stay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here for that much longer.
I need somebody
so we
to
need
pass the
somebody in
torch.
New Orleans to.
Yeah, I need somebody to
be
pass
here.
the torch, and it's not Teddy Bridgewater. It's you.
Teddy
Okay.
Bridgewater.
Oh,
Teddy Bridgewater. What a guy.
Dude, I hope he has a good fucking season.
I always hope the best.
Is what the backup? We're almost done. Hey, Summer. How are you? Alright, well, now that we've officially gotten into Drew Brees territory, let's try to.
You want to finish it off?
I think we should probably
Yeah,
finish
finish off,
Yeah.
finish
Alright.
off.
I had a really good podcast. Honestly, this was really good.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
constantly surprised how the more people we add, it still somehow manages to work out. Granted, some people have left at this point, but that's okay. But yeah, I think
We should do a hip hop
Subscribers.
podcast too.
oh god, I'm too nerdy
Yeah, I don't
and
know
sad
about that
for
one.
that. I'm not
Wait,
gonna
what
do that.
I don't know if I'll
Like a
do
rap
that.
podcast.
A rap
music and
podcast.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Joe Budden.
Xavier Wolf.
Joe Budden. Joe Budden.
Alright, we're gonna head out there. Bye everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.